What do you want?
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Packed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy.
How's that hot hit Rockstar by Nickelback? I'll have a quesadilla. You imagine that? Quesadilla with ZZ Top? Anyway, it is Ricky Rao on WSTS. Whoa, you know what that sound means? That sound means it's time for our midday contest. We're going to take the fifth caller. Fifth caller that can call in and tell us what our show's going to be about today. Here we are with our fifth caller. Fifth caller, what's our show going to be all about?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Hi, Rick. The show is about kids eating laundry pods, marble penis, and pimps and hose math tests.
Whoa, that is correct. Your prize is a $5 Groupon worth $7 to Canfield Pancakes that I can no longer use because I am banned from pancakes. Banned from pancakes. All right, we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. And then, Photograph by Nickelback. What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Shocking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I am Patrick.
And I'm Bear, and we read the stupid so you don't have to.
Yeah.
We read some interesting stupid this week, some painful stupid,
Some painful stupid.
and some of our favorite stupid, some Alabama stupid.
Alabama stupid.
At this point, I'm afraid to even go visit that state for any reason.
I've been to Alabama.
Yeah?
My sister was married in Alabama.
Did you forget science when you left?
No, I,
Oh, so like right when you got there,
right
you're
when
like,
I got there, I forgot it.
you're like, oh my god, I believe the climate could
Yep.
it's hot.
We were in Coffee Springs, Alabama.
Coffee Springs?
Coffee Springs.
Like-
There was a chicken factory there. A lot of the people worked there. I got accused of not being very religious. Although it was funny because the woman made a comment.
At the chicken factory you got
No,
accused?
at the...
like you walked in, you're
at
like,
the service.
oh my word. Like,
So
we
there-
say
we're there,
God
we're there in
here.
the reception, which the reception was kind of bullshit. It was more like a picnic, if anything. We're there at the reception, and this woman, like the preacher, priest, whatever he is, does the prayer, and I'm just kind of like, I was in high school, I'm not very religious. I'm still not. And I walked by her at one point in time, this woman, and she goes, that one didn't even bow his head during the prayer. And I looked at her and I said, due to the fact that you know that, means that your head was not bowed either.
Oh!
Drop the mic.
Drop
Drop the corn husk. Just like,
the Bible. Hey, you can't drop that
I
here.
could not get out of there quick enough.
Well, it's a good thing you got out of there when you did.
Why?
Because as it turns out, there's an epidemic in Alabama. That's
Segway. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, we were on a radio show earlier.
Radio show. Ricky Rao.
It's great. WSTS, probably my favorite station.
Favorite station. All Nickelback. All the time. Anyway, go ahead.
Listen, I'm like, if you need any other kind of music, then I don't think we need to be friends.
No.
So, epidemic in Alabama.
What's his name? Chad Kroger or something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, why do I know that? Ew.
I think he's
Go
married.
ahead.
Isn't he married to Avril Lavigne now?
Oh, really? That makes sense.
I thought they got married and then released a terrible duet.
I thought Avril Lavigne was married to like all of like Blink 182 or something.
No, just the lead singer of Sum 41.
And now that's over.
Yeah.
And now
Because so was their music.
and now she's gone more terrible.
She's like, well, can't get worse.
Oh no, wait, you can.
So there's a problem in Alabama with the kids. Kids these days.
Not the children.
And it's not even just that their teachers are trying to have sex with them.
Oh, that's
Which is
usually part of the problem.
Yeah, that when it comes to Alabama, that's a huge problem. But since 2012, there have been 714 calls, which averages out to about 15 to 20 calls a month, of kids eating laundry detergent pods.
They're so tasty.
I guess, but you know, like, so there's,
But why though?
Because they look nice, they look fun,
They look like
yummy,
candy.
they look delicious.
I guess.
I mean, when you think about kids under 6, like, kids are gonna see stuff and it's the same color as their candy.
It really is.
It's
like,
the same size as their candy. It just looks like it's candy in a wrapper. So
They just pop it in their mouth.
just pop it in their mouth, and because the pods are made of like a material that dissolves in water, as soon as they put it in their mouth, it starts getting in there right away. Now, there's been I have one issue with this, other than terrible parents.
Only the one issue.
Well, I have an issue with the reported numbers here. So, since 2012, there have been 714 calls to Poison Control about this, right? Of those, 495 kids had symptoms. So, there's a couple hundred kids. They're just like,
Yum.
okay. 99% of the kids were treated at a hospital, or at least brought to the hospital. So there's 1% of these 714 kids, they're just sitting at home with no symptoms. They're just like, yeah, that's fine. They can just eat laundry pods.
Some people can eat Chipotle and be fine, and some people cannot.
Like, you have symptoms, nausea and vomiting, with the potential for burning eyes, wheezing, gasping for breath, drowsiness, increased heart rate. And there's just some kid, like some toddler going,
I'm good.
this ain't shit.
That's a kid that when he gets old enough in school is going to be like, I'll eat that for a quarter.
He's like, I bet I can catch a bullet. So, since these laundry pods debuted in 2012, the numbers have gone up every year. So, 2012, the year they debuted, there was one reported instance in Alabama of a kid eating this.
Only one.
In 2013, 136.
That means that one kid
Told 136 of his
told
friends.
136 of his friends, oh my god, because he's the one that can stomach it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is so good, you guys should try this at home.
He's patient 0. He is the 1%.
He is the 1%.
Coincidentally, very rich as well.
Oh.
No. So, 2014 comes along, and we are like, you know what? Why don't we get this up to 220
We're
kids?
in the middle of an epidemic.
2015, they're like, you know, we need to get some more people, but not too many, so we just got 250. As of May 15th of this year, there are 83 reported cases in Alabama of kids eating these laundry pods.
Don't they have candy in Alabama?
I guess, but I mean, they show pictures of these things, and I'll post this on our Facebook page. But like, you can see them like next to the gummy sharks.
Oh yeah, no. It's like
they're bright blue and green and
like
purple
put
colors.
Put them amongst a bunch of candy and be like, which one's which? You know.
And naturally, I'm gonna eat the laundry detergent by choice, but
Sure.
I just want there to be an option to choose. Kids, they don't always necessarily know, and these are laundry pods. They shouldn't be hanging out anywhere. They should be. The stupid here is on 2 levels. Number 1, we got the parents who are being completely irresponsible. But number 2, we have kids eating laundry pods. Right. And, I mean, come on. It's like the kid eating paint. It's like, maybe he doesn't know it's bad, but it's still a kid eating paint.
Right, or glue. Or
Yeah, it's like, there's still something wrong with that kid. Now, 77%, these are like the national averages from Consumer Reports actually blacklisted from recommending the laundry pods because they deemed them too unsafe.
Really?
Yeah, and not even because of how they're used, but because kids can't stop fucking eating them.
You imagine the laundry people. This is not our fault.
In the first 6 months of 2015, nationwide there were 6,046 incidents of kids either ingesting them, getting the detergent on their skin, or in their eyes.
Johnson, can you come in here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Listen, you're the one who designed the laundry pod, right?
You told me to, change it up a bit, make it easy.
No, I know, and it is. It's easy.
So what's the problem?
Did you have to make it look so goddamn appetizing?
Well, I mean, you got to see the cleaning powers, so yeah, it's got to be like bright purple. Like, Look at Windex with blue. You know blue cleans, right?
Yeah, no, I know.
So you got to put blue in there, otherwise people won't know it cleans. You want a brown cleaner?
I just don't get why you had to put like Brock's Werther's Originals on the side of it.
Because I thought, like, man, wouldn't it be sweet if these things cleaned?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then what about these? This one says, "Candy, candy, I'm candy. Eat me, I'm candy."
I just thought that, like, what would the laundry pod say if it had its own voice?
Yeah, we're gonna have to change that. I'm thinking Skull and Crossbones. I'm thinking.
Right, pirate treasure. People love pirate treasure. They're eating it.
No. Like this will
great.
kill you, because the children in Alabama are pretty stupid.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're eating these things.
Like on purpose?
Yeah.
Or like they're tripping and falling. Like, oh no, I fell into the laundry pads and I had to eat my way out.
One kid was. That was one kid.
Oh, okay.
But the other ones, they're just eating them.
Why can't the parents just put them like up on a shelf?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, because then they can't reach anything on the ground. Because once you put your kid on the shelf, it's fine.
That is a good question. Why can't they just move them?
Safety. I mean, I put the plastic thing on it so it won't get on your skin.
Oh, I know.
You can play hacky sack with it for a couple times until you get Frank, who wants to kick it across the fucking room.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, you suck. You can't come with us anymore.
No, you're not hacky sacking with us anymore, Frank.
You got us banned from the hookah lounge.
Yeah. I love the hookah lounge. Anyway. But yeah, I just don't get why they can't put them away. It's just like just take them out of the.
It's here's a fun fact. So with all these poison control calls, 77% of the calls come from the home during the summer, and they're usually about berries and mushrooms found in the yard, as well as dog poop.
Oh.
Yeah. So the three main sources of children's poison is berries, mushrooms, and poop. You know, a salad.
Poison control. How can I help you?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm not a doctor myself.
Tell him, Evelyn. Tell him what you. Tell him.
I'm telling him. So,
ma'am, is there a problem?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a doctor.
Evelyn, he knows you're not a doctor.
Well, I just want him to know that I don't know.
This is why I should have called, Evelyn.
But you know, I'm better on the phone with people.
Okay, well then
you get so angry with people, and then you don't get your point across.
Is somebody poisoned? Is somebody?
Yes, I'm sorry. He always talks when I'm on the phone, especially when I'm on my phone with my mother. He's like, "You're always talking to him too."
You're always talking to your mother, Evelyn.
Well, she has a lot to say. She's been around for a while. She's
a whole other kind of poison. She's slowly killing me, Evelyn.
She always gives you nice gifts.
You know what? She gives me a shirt that's too small, and says, "You'll grow into it." Or you'll lose weight, and I find that to be rude.
You've been saying you tell everyone every Christmas you're trying to lose weight.
I'm trying to lose weight. Trying and losing
She's
weight.
She's supporting you.
Evelyn, talk to the guy on the phone.
Oh right, listen. Listen, our little Davy, he's kind of like he's foaming at the mouth like he's an angry dog. Like,
Davey,
okay,
stop it. We're talking to the guy.
Do you remember,
Philip? Trying to bite my ankle.
Do you remember the neighbor's dog when it got bit by a raccoon?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what Davey's reminding me of. But
he doesn't know that. He doesn't know the neighbor's dog.
Well, listen, he was a little Pomeranian, just the cutest little thing. And he would always just be barking.
Ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt, but did he swallow something? Did Davey swallow something?
Well, I don't know if the dog swallowed anything.
He's asking about the child.
Oh,
the child that we're responsible for that is currently frothing at the mouth. Evelyn,
I didn't see him swallow anything. I'm just saying, could this just be he's pretending to have rabies?
You think he's pretending to have rabies, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Are you a method actor, Davey? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't answer me right now because you're going into anaphylactic shock. He's going into anaphylactic shock, Evelyn.
You know, it's weird coincidence you bring that up. I don't even know what anaphylactic means. Like, is that...
Yeah, it's pretty bad, ma'am.
What,
Could you,
what part of the body is your anaphylactic? And what happens when it goes into shock?
as soon as I find out what Davey took, I'm going to take 2 times the amount of it. Because why should he be the only one who gets to die and leave this woman?
Well, I don't see anything on the floor.
Ma'am,
what kind of poisons can make him gurgle? He's making gurgling sounds, and they're quite gross.
Were you doing the laundry?
I was doing the laundry, yes.
Okay.
Today I had to do some towels because we ran out. There was a little spill in the kitchen yesterday. You know, Philip, once he starts walking around with his bowls, he'll just pour it everywhere, and he's like, well, Evelyn will clean it up. I'm always having to clean it up. It'd be nice if he would help out a little bit.
Evelyn, Jesus. He asked you a question. He didn't ask about my bowls.
Well, he asked me if I was doing laundry, and I'm telling him why I was doing laundry. It's just because, you know, you get a little messy in the kitchen.
Ma'am, is it possible that your son may have swallowed a laundry pod? Do you use the regular bottled soap, or do you use the laundry pod?
Well, I use the pods because they're so convenient.
They are convenient. I told her that. I said, these are convenient.
That's
Even
true.
I did laundry.
That's true. I got Philip to do it.
Even I, because I didn't like the idea. I thought I was going to spill it.
No, he did it. For my birthday, he decided he was going to do the laundry.
I did the laundry. I ruined it. I ruined all of those clothes.
Yeah, I don't.
But I tried.
I no
and
longer
that's what
have.
the counselor at the clinic was telling us. He said, you guys should try. Do something special for Evelyn.
That's true. He did something special. He ruined all my dresses, but...
Come to think of it, that froth is purple.
Oh.
He probably ate a pod.
Well, he might have been drinking some grape juice. We have grape juice in the fridge.
Does the grape juice make him froth at the mouth,
Evelyn?
Well,
I had a glass of it yesterday, and I was fine.
Yeah, he probably ate a pod. You're going to need to do a few things, and we're going to get an ambulance out to you right away.
Oh, okay. Well, what should I do? I mean, because I still have a load in the washer, and I don't want to just leave it.
That really has nothing to do with saving your child.
Well, if it's making him foam, won't it make my laundry foam too?
Evelyn, Jesus Christ! Why are you worried about the laundry? Your child is frothing in the mouth.
Right, but he looks like it's not helping him, and if that's on my clothes, what are they going to do to me? I'm just saying, like, I don't want it to attack me.
You don't want it to attack you?
Yes, look, it's attacking.
You're worried that the laundry pod is going to attack you through your clothes?
It's attacking him right now.
Is it quite possible that you have eaten a laundry pod as well?
Well, I'm not foaming at the mouth.
No, but there's a 1% person that maybe you're just stupid. Maybe you're just stupid, Evelyn. Yeah,
well, that's not very nice.
Tell him to send an ambulance. Send an ambulance.
Philip wants an ambulance. Could you send an ambulance?
And a new wife.
And
send me a new wife.
You don't need a new
wife. Ask him if he knows. Evelyn, ask him if he knows anyone.
I think you should just learn to appreciate the things I do for you.
Ask him if he knows anyone single, Evelyn.
I'm not going to ask him.
Maybe if he knows someone mute. Does he know a mute?
I'm not going to ask him.
Does he know a very attractive mute that also likes to watch Bonanza reruns?
Sir, do you have a friend that is quiet and likes old movies? Or whatever?
Well, he said Bonanza reruns. Yeah, no, my mom actually.
Isn't Bonanza a movie?
No, it's television.
I don't know. You're always watching it. I just assume it's a movie.
This is why we don't work, Evelyn. Good God.
Speaking of things that don't work.
Segway. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah.
You know what you can't bring into prison?
Cell phones.
Correct.
Knives.
Correct.
Guns.
Correct.
Shish kebab.
Only on Wednesdays, but correct.
Yeah. What?
Marbles.
Really?
Yeah.
What if you want to play marbles?
Well, this would be kind of indecent.
Okay. This is one of my favorites.
This is probably the most painful research I've ever had to do for this show. The image that I have.
Ooh. There was an image? Don't want to see it.
Well, I researched the process of this, and of course there's images on Wikipedia. I have since burned and blurred them out, so I don't have to look at them. But there is a man in West Virginia, my second favorite state, who has put forth a lawsuit against the Huttonsville Correctional Center after they illegally threatened him into consenting to a surgery in June 2013 to remove the marbles from his penis.
Oh, wait. To remove them?
Remove marbles from his penis.
Why did he put them in the first place, Bear?
Well, there's body modifications, and some people like piercings, some people like tattoos, some people will do like the teeth sharpening.
Ew.
Some people will like, it's teeth sharpening with split tongue so they look like a lizard. And then there's people that will put in what I assume were like actual, like, not real marbles, but like just a small implant that's shaped like it's a small marble. So they have designs of like having the skin lifted up off their face or whatever, and
this guy chose his penis. He had marbles implanted and tattoos drawn on his penis in late 2008, which was during the body modification craze, as they refer to it. Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah. I looked up purling, which is the body modification of putting marbles under your skin. And now the way they do it is kind of, think of it as a tattoo. The tattoo isn't necessarily on the top layer of skin.
Right.
It's like under a few layers of skin. So that's why you see it. And when you get a tattoo removed, all they're doing is breaking up the ink, and it goes back into your body, and you poop it out.
Ew.
Yeah, it's weird. I read about that the other day. I'm like, oh, pooping out a tattoo. Just have like a weird discoloration back there.
Ew.
You ever seen a rainbow butthole?
Jesus, Evelyn. What have you been eating?
Equality.
Equality.
So the history of, you know what? Well, we'll just, they put these small beads in underneath the skin for usually aesthetic, but it's also intended to enhance sexual pleasure of partners during vaginal or anal intercourse.
Well.
So it's, I mean, you see, like, when you're watching movies and they try to have like the crazy, most obscene sex toy they can have, and it's got like all the bumps and ridges and everything in there.
That's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to accomplish. I just feel like, I don't know, put something on, don't put something in.
Yeah.
Strap something over the edge of it. I don't know.
I don't know.
They said, according to the Wikipedia page on purling, the best-known historical use of purling involves the Yakuza, who, among other notifications or modifications, they would do it in prison, with each pearl representing, symbolizing a year spent in prison.
Oh God!
So if you're like a 30-year sentence,
yeah, that's gonna be.
You'd walk out with just like a sack of marbles on your dick.
A sack of marbles.
Oh man, I can't. Like, I hope that's a misunderstood fact or something.
I don't know. So anyway, this guy.
So yeah, this guy,
because they made him take him out.
Yeah, because they threatened to either force him to have the surgery or risk being segregated from other inmates and lose his eligibility for parole. Now, being separated from other inmates is like, listen, you gotta go spend the rest of your time in solitary confinement. Okay, whatever.
Why though? I mean, was he showing people it? Was he?
No, it's just he had it, and because there's the issue with bringing foreign objects into prisons.
Okay.
They saw it as a potential threat. But I mean, these things are surgically implanted in his body.
Right.
It'd be the same as, okay, it wouldn't be the same as, but it'd be along the lines of someone having like screws and pins in like their hand,
right? And
then say, well, we got to pull those out of your hand
because you might pull them out yourself.
Yeah, you might use those to have a weapon. I'm like, it would take a weapon to get these, right? I'd have to physically cut my hand open. But yeah, they took the marbles from him.
Well, they could be explosive. They could be,
I mean, there's
explosive material that you add a fuse to it, and then.
Of all places to put them, why would you put them on your shaft where it's clearly obvious?
Well, I'm just saying. I think that's what they're going for. They're saying it might be something. It probably isn't because you wouldn't want to do that, but it might be.
Man,
So he's suing because they're like making fun of him or something.
well,
Didn't he say something? Did it say something like it's like extraordinarily painful?
Oh yeah, it is. He said the surgery left his penis tingling and numb, and pain when it's touched or when it rains, snows, or gets cold.
So always.
So his dick essentially has arthritis. It's like, oh, my knee's acting up. It must be raining somewhere. He's just like,
well, my dick is on fire, so it's gonna tornado. But it's like, but that's always because it's always being touched. You know, even like you're wearing pants or whatever. Like,
yeah, you
so
could wear the
glad,
loosest fitting like sweatpants ever, and it'd still be painful.
So they really should have just said always in pain instead of rambling off all those.
You'd think they would, but no, they're just like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, he was getting harassed by a bunch of people because the administration and other inmates were always talking about it.
Hey, Marble Dick.
It's not my name. But
you wanna play a game? When you were a kid, did you ever play Marble Madness?
Yes.
Yeah. Should we call you David because you're made of marble?
Yeah, sure.
Marble.
Yeah, this guy.
What's your favorite kind of rye bread? Is it marble rye?
You son of a bitch. Hey, what kind of cigarettes are those? Marlboro?
Marlboro Lights?
Yeah.
You can't really argue with them because they're all probably Aryan Brotherhood and they'll stab you in the shower.
Probably.
So you just have to say yeah.
Or they'll just walk by him and like gently poke his dick.
Graze it slightly.
Just blow on it gently when he's sleeping. Just he's like when he wakes up like to the feeling of someone kicking him in the dick, but really it's just that.
It's just being going.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, so the prison actually made him consent to the surgery. And the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, by a 3-0 vote.
You sure he's not just like protesting and being like, I really want this to happen? But I don't want them to feel.
He did get all this shit done in the body modification craze of 2008. You know, big craze. Must have missed it. I wasn't there.
There's some crazes I wish I could have forgotten to be a part of, you know.
Like what?
Parachute pants.
Like you wanted to be in parachute pants?
No, like we had like the puffy pants.
Oh, you wore them?
Yeah. Cavarici.
Were they like MC Hammer pants?
They weren't like MC Hammer. They were like they were kind of puffy.
Like when you say puffy, you mean like Puff Daddy?
No.
Do you mean like the puffy shirt from Seinfeld Puffy?
No. They were just like a little bit like.
Or are they just like really wide cut jeans?
Kind of like really wide cut jeans, but they were pants. I'm gonna find a photo. And
are these those giant pants that like flared out the bottom like 4 sizes too big?
Kind of, and then you rolled them.
No, not even that. I mean like the jeans that were like you could fit your entire body in the bottom of them.
Here they are.
Because they flared out so bad. Oh, okay. So they essentially sleeping pants now.
Yeah, and they're kind of like remember Zubaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like Zubaz, but these were nicer ones, and then you wear like IOU shirts.
Well, no, I'm talking about the those jeans that like the goth kids would wear.
Oh, those things are terrible.
Yeah, the things that look like you can put a barrel in each leg.
Like, I was not a part of that. Craze.
Okay, because I was wondering where you're. I'm like, what big pants did you have?
No, we had Z Cavarici pants, and then we had IOU sweatshirts.
Do you remember those shirts with the blurry text on them? They were stupid.
And a hypercolor.
Oof.
Do you ever have a hypercolor shirt?
Possibly.
Changed with like the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's like if you're sweating,
it's
like orange. You know. Anyway, but
so
that's nothing compared.
You wore
to,
that shirt exactly once.
Yeah, right. There's nothing compared to like marbles in the penis, though.
I mean, I don't even think I would get like my ear pierced.
I've never wanted to.
I've
never wanted to. I have friends who look like a fishing lure now, but they've got the whole thing. But I've never been like, I think that's something I really want to do.
I mean, tattoos are one thing. I have a couple of them. I'm like, yeah, it's drawing something on your body. It's not physically changing the makeup of your body. Like if you
I'm
put
gonna add a basketball to my elbow. You know, it's just someone's like, what if we put a koosh ball in your groinal region?
It's like, well, we're going to start out with gauging your ear and get it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're just going to hang a Christmas ornament inside it.
Right.
Not
Merry
from
Christmas.
it. Inside.
That's the one I never got. I'm like, you are going to look ridiculous. Because eventually you're going to have to adult.
The only way you can come back from that after a certain point is just having it chopped off.
And then does the skin grow back?
I don't think it even grows back. I think you're just stuck with a tiny earlobe.
No thanks.
I mean, if you're gonna make the choice to have it, put the gauge in there, it's a wide gap. First off, the first time I ever saw that freaked me out because I thought, what if someone puts their finger in there and pulls like a grenade?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm never gonna do that.
No way.
And then I saw Airheads, where the scene where Chris Farley pulls the nipple piercing off a dude.
You're like, that's a thing.
And I was like, ooh, hoop earrings can get pulled too. I'm never going to get a hoop earring.
Right.
Especially on the nipples. Because that looks painful. And yeah,
Nope,
I'm not into it. And then I remember when I first started hearing
the tongue piercing. Like, I have problems with diction sometimes alone. Like, everyone's like, you should get tongue pierced. I'm like, I had an S problem growing up.
Yeah.
I worked really hard on that problem. You know?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not going to stick a metal spike through it to make it essentially impossible for me.
Well, you don't like giving speeches on hard mode?
No.
Nah.
No, Big Pat had a tongue ring.
Shut up.
Yep.
Oh,
it's true.
40 Cent?
It's true. He had a tongue ring and had blue hair and was just ridiculous. There's a photo of him somewhere. And
You need to find that photo.
It's Cassie's probably got it, but it's ridiculous, and we're waiting to show it to his children.
How are you going to wait?
I don't know. I'm waiting for that kid to screw up the first time. Like I always said, like I even wrote him a letter. Like I wrote a letter to Alexander, like when he was born. You know, Pat told me, he's like, yeah, my son was born. I'm like, okay. So I wrote a letter to him. It was basically like, the minute you screw up, you come and talk to me, because I will tell you everything that your father did. Because there will be no illusions that he was anywhere not as bad, or if not worse than you.
In my age, we didn't do that.
That is a load of crap, and I'm going to keep Pat honest.
Yeah, in fact, he pioneered that.
Yeah, right.
You know Perling? Yeah, his dick was just like Braille. He wrote The Art of War on his body.
On his body, and got rid of it. But yeah, no.
Put the epilogue and prologue on.
He had a moment or two where it was like, good God. Anyway.
Speaking of having moments where you're like, good God.
Thick way.
How good were you at math tests growing up?
I was okay.
You okay?
I was okay at math. I was just a lazy student.
How did you do with, word problems?
Word problems? I like word problems. I think when you put them into, words, it's easier to think about.
It's relatable because it's
visual.
It's about subjects maybe you understand. This was a test that was given by a middle school teacher in, I want to get the right school. I don't know if they used it. Well, she was a language arts teacher, a long-time language arts teacher.
Right.
And she just gave this test out recently. And wouldn't you know it, it's a teacher in Alabama. Here's the first...
Oh, Alabama.
Yeah. So they're eating laundry pods and they're solving math questions. So here's the first question off her test. Ramon has an AK-47 with a 30-round clip.
Sure.
He usually misses 6 out of every 10 shots, and he uses 13 rounds per drive-by shooting. How many drive-by shootings can Ramon attempt before he has to steal enough ammunition and reload?
What?
Yeah, I mean the math is sound, but the picture of the test. It's only a couple questions on here. I'm gonna read you the second question because it's also fantastic. Leroy has 2 ounces of cocaine. If he sells an 8-ball to Antonio for $320 and 2 grams to Juan for $85 per gram, what is the street value of the rest of his hold?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and at the top, instead of, like, there's a spot for your name, and then right below that, there's a spot for gang/crew name, as well as your crib.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's great. I think it's, it's like Stand and Deliver, but, like, I was looking, I thought there's like a Family Guy clip where they did something like that, but I'm not finding it. Because if I find it, I'll post it on the thing. But yeah, so a teacher came up with this?
Well, no, she didn't come up with it, but she decided to use this kind of test. Only one person complained.
Oh, so one person means 1,000 people.
Yeah, so the one teacher, this kid took a picture of it and sent it to his mom. And
little snitch.
Yeah, the student was like, I'm shocked because she's such a strict teacher. Turns out she's set to retire this month anyway.
Oh.
So it's not like she gives a fuck. She's like, what are they going to do to me? Put me on leave? They put her on leave. And then she just coasted out. She probably just could coast out the rest of the year and there'll be no issue. Because there was one kid that texted a picture of the test to his mom. His parents got upset and went to the school and complained. They were the only people in the school to be upset about it. That did not stop.
Well, that's all it takes.
That did not stop people from being upset on social media, though. Because, of course, if you can't be upset at your own life, it helps to be upset at other
someone
people's.
else's. That's right.
Yeah, so she looks like she's like the pinnacle of like the sweet old lady looking like.
Kind of like Granny on a Looney Tune.
Yeah, she looks like how I portray Evelyn. Yeah. So this whole thing, like, you'd think it'd be like, wow, this is crazy. How did she come up with this? Turns out this is not even like the first time this thing happened. According to Snopes.com, this whole thing is considered the LA math test.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a piece of internet humor involving math word problems set in an urban context involving murder, drugs, and prostitution. Real teachers have gotten in trouble for this, as well as a police officer got in trouble. He actually I think he got fired. South Florida. A South Florida police chief. He lost his job over not only sending out the LA math test like to all of his fellow officers, but they looked into his email. He had tons of racist jokes and these kind of terrible things. Like this math test, it's racist. Like he sent it out with the subject line of, "Hey, finally a test where they're speaking to the kids." I'm like, it's something you might want to joke about with your friends at home, but you never
don't make a paper trail.
Like, don't send it from your work email to other people's work emails, especially when you're a public official.
You'd be surprised, man. It was, what was it? I went to the State House with a buddy of mine a long time ago. We went to
just for fun.
Yeah, well, he was dating this girl who had never been to Springfield, never been to see like the Lincoln. Where Lincoln's buried or anything like that. And so we went there and we went to the State House. And one of the things you can do when you go to that State House is you can go in their offices. Like, even if they're not there.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's a public office and everything?
It's ours. We pay for it.
Wow.
So we went to the speaker, who I can't remember who he was at the time, although I know he was extraordinarily, he was a Republican. And we went in, we walked around the office and everything like that, and he had some of the most terrible photos and funny Clinton and Hillary things, and just it was sexist, some of it was racist, some of it was just
this all just in his office.
In his office,
wow,
it was terrible, but it was before I had a phone with a camera. You know, it was a while ago.
I was gonna say you probably can't do that now. Like just walk into their offices.
Probably not.
Because you always see about like any kind of depiction in media. It's always I want to get in this office. Well, you can't. It's government.
Right. But yeah, that we were able to walk around and look around and stuff like that. Obviously now that's changed. But yeah, I thought to myself, God, if the news walked through here, if like a news reporter walked through here,
he'd
be fired because some of this stuff is just terrible. Like pictures of like Hillary's face on like, you know, bikini models and just bullshit, weird stuff.
Wow.
And I was like,
so like everything that your creepy uncle would share with you.
Yeah.
And he just has it out on his desk.
Yeah. It was really.
Like, I don't understand why no one wants to have lunch with me.
This was definitely it was just definitely pre 9/11. But anyway.
So yeah, the test has been online since at least 93.
Well, yeah, because you can tell it's not Common Core math now.
Well, yeah. And
which is stupid.
It's so stupid. I hate how complicated they try to make such the easiest thing.
I don't get it. Like I learned how to add and subtract. Like my dad put down like jelly beans or pennies or something.
Yeah.
How many are here? Count them. I'm going to take 2 away. How many?
Well,
are here?
that's what
Count
they
them.
do in like grade school. Well, they used to in grade school. They give you like a sheet where like here's 7 balloons on here. I took 3 balloons away. How many are left? 4. Look at you. You just did math.
Right.
Oh, okay. And
Now
I was
it's
like, listen, we're going to take this number. Let's just call it 100 instead. Add 17 for some reason.
Take away a 0.
Yeah. Divide it by a house.
Yeah.
Put some lines through it. And easily you get the answer of 7. Like, what's the problem?
It's ridiculous.
So, it's called the City of Los Angeles High School Math Proficiency Exam on here. There are 10 questions on here.
I like how people, like, obviously we've been to LA. I like how people, like, visualize LA.
Well, I mean, it's the stereotypical, like, when you think LA stereotype, you kind of think of that, but, like, same thing, like, what do you think of when you think of New York stereotype?
Right.
You know, that's
right.
where people are basing this off of. And to people who don't know, yeah, like, all this stuff is like, it's funny because it's all true. Like, maybe it used to be, or some of it was, like, true for, like, a couple of people, but this is not, like, it essentially it's just a joke that too many teachers are like, you know what would be funny? If I gave this to some of my students. This is not the first teacher to get in trouble with it. Grade 8 instructor from Manitoba, Canada, was barred from teaching for a year after she distributed the quiz.
In Canada? That's not really nice.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what to say. They just managed to do it. There are a few. There are a bunch of them. I don't even want to go through them all. But on Snopes' LA math test, there are 10 questions. I didn't go through and solve any of these, and I'm not expecting you to. But pick a number 1 through 10, and we'll go through a couple of these questions.
I'll say 8.
8. Okay. Jesus Christ. Hector knocked up 6 girls in his gang. There are 27 girls in the gang. What percentage of the girls in the gang has Hector knocked up?
I don't know. Oh, I'm not doing the math. Go ahead. What's the answer?
I don't know. I just told you that there are no answers.
There are no answers.
All you have to do is just 6 divided by 27.
Yeah.
But since I don't have a calculator,
so
other than my phone that's in my hand.
Roughly 40.
Yeah. So, 1 through 10 again.
6.
Raul is in prison for 6 years for murder. He got $10,000 for the hit. If his common-law wife is spending $100 per month, how much money will be left when he gets out of prison?
Wait, what was it?
Listen. I'm just saying the question.
I know.
If you're going to keep interrupting.
Now
You're going to write it down?
Sure.
So the last one you grab a piece of paper and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. This one you're like, wait, hold on, I'm actually going to do this.
Well, let's see.
Raul is in prison for 6 years for murder.
6 years.
He got $10,000 for the hit. If his common-law wife is spending $100 per month, how much money will be left when he gets out of prison, and how many years will he get for killing that bitch that spent his money?
Okay, so 12 years. 12 months times 6 years. 72. So 72 months. $7,200.
So how much money will he have left?
Oh, sorry.
And how many years will he get for killing the bitch that spent his money? This is a real question. I'm not making this up. I mean, obviously it's a fake test, but this is a real...
He'll have $2,800 left over.
Took you that long to figure that out? Maybe
No, somebody was texting me.
No.
Sorry.
Just like math all over again. Alright, one more question. Which one do you want to do?
We'll do 4.
4. Jerome Okay, I'm just going to read this with the grammar as is. Jerome want to cut his half pound of heroin to make 20% more profit. How many ounces of cut will he need?
Jesus Christ. Why is it in such poor language?
Well, I mean, it is the City of Los Angeles High School math test. So they have all these questions regarding murdering, drive-by shooting, drugs, knocking women up, beating the shit out of women, spray painting, and then there's this one. I want to read this one just because it's kind of depressing. Thelma can cook dinner for her 16 children for $7.50 per night. She gets $234 a month welfare for each child. If her $325 per month rent goes up 15%, how many more children should she have to keep up with her expenses?
That's terrible.
That is so fucking terrible. Like, I understand this is supposed to be a joke, but, like, this is a real, like, they complain, like, they don't teach anything in school that you're going to learn. It's like, well, this is terrible, but, like, if they're in school, they shouldn't be learning this stuff, because if it's when they're not in school that they're doing this shit.
Right.
So it's like, hey, you know what all your friends are doing right now? Having fun, doing drugs, knocking up their friends so they get more money.
So they get more welfare money.
Look at you, doing problems about it.
What are you doing? Learning? Nerd.
Dumbass.
Good God.
It's upsetting that some teachers think that this would be, like, this is kind of something you would maybe share with your teacher friends. Like, oh, you know those bad kids we have? Here's a test we should give them.
Right.
And that should be the end of it.
Right.
But there have been multiple instances, I'm sure there are more than are even on that page that I couldn't find, but there's probably at least one teacher a year that does something stupid like this, that gives this test out. And
then nobody mentions it though.
Well, either people laugh it off, and which is
what it should be.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't. It's a little.
It shouldn't be brought into the school in the first place.
Right.
But I mean, it's middle school. This is a language arts middle school teacher who's retiring that just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
One person complained in person, but everyone else complained online. So I guess the problem is, if no one cared, did she do anything wrong?
Right. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to bitch about it on Facebook, did it happen?
Well, can you make a temporary profile picture with the tree overlay?
Yes.
Then yes, it happened.
Then yes, it happened. Dear Lord. Anyway, so stupid. That's gonna.
Whoa! I have a small bit of a close encounter.
Okay. I was gonna go right to the ray of light.
Nope. There's one thing. It's retroactively stupid. So about 13, 14 months ago, I brought my car in to get the subframe replaced on it, which is essentially the part of the frame that holds the engine in place. Kind of important, because it got rusted out completely.
Right.
Thank you, Midwest. I brought my car in the other day to get an oil change. I'm like, there's something making sounds similar to what it was when everything was going wrong. And since my car is not a giant white truck, it's a small black car that sits low to the ground. If I'm laying flat on the ground, I still cannot see up underneath everything. So I haven't. I say, my brakes must be wrong. So I haven't checked my brakes. It's like the brakes are fine, but there's these two big screws or two big bolts that essentially hold the tire in place so you can churn. Like it holds all the pieces together in there. I'm so car illiterate. I have no idea what these names are. But essentially there's two bolts that hold everything in place, so when all the other things are like making the car turn, it stays perfectly straight. One of the bolts is gone.
Oh yeah.
Because when I got it fixed,
did he put it back?
He didn't put it back.
Ah, man.
So my front right tire has been held on by one bolt in half a bracket for the past 13, 14 months. And I've had my giant conversion van that I was driving, the frame rusted out so bad
I remember
that the steering disconnected from the frame while I was driving. So I'm driving like 30 miles an hour, just trying to slow down to turn onto a major road that you go 50 on, or 45 on, and I cannot turn. I have to turn my wheel all the way to the right to turn about 10 degrees. And so this same exact thing was about to happen. By the way, the new subframe and everything, all that is fine.
Right.
Everything about the car is fine. But because he didn't fucking put the other bolt in there, I've been on the verge of having my car collapse on me.
Right. On a wing and a prayer.
Oh my god. I instantly got hit with all these, oh man, there's that pothole I hit, there was that pothole. I hit one pothole so freaking bad by this Home Depot that's right over here. Never, ever, ever, if you go to that Home Depot, never use the middle lane for anything when you're leaving it.
Right.
Because there's a pothole that's so big, the height of my car changed for a moment as my front tire dipped into it.
Oh, wow.
And it hit so hard that I think the collision, like, have you ever hit anything with your car?
Yeah.
Have you ever hit anything like, not so your car got ruined, but like you took damage?
Yeah.
It was that much of an impact just on my tire, and if it would have been on the other side, my car would have fallen apart.
That would have been terrible.
So thank you, mechanic, who took almost this is the same guy who estimated me a week worth of labor. So it could take about
this wasn't up the corner. Where was this?
This is the one that was when I had to...
The dealership?
No. When I had to drive that... This was right before last Mother's Day.
Okay.
Because I remember I drove to my brother's birthday celebration. His birthday is like right around Mother's Day. I drove to that in the Merlin 200,000-mile van.
Oh, yeah.
Because my car was still in the shop after 3.5 weeks. He told me it would take a week.
Right.
I was leaving on a week-long vacation. I'm like, here, take the car. I'm fine. I come back. He's like, it's going to be another day or two. So he's doing that, and it's like, oh, another day or two. Oh, another day. From the first time I walked into the place, and he told me it would take a week, to the time that I finally got my car back was a month.
Yeah.
And in that entire month, he couldn't remember to put in one fucking bolt.
One bolt.
One bolt, which you can't even just easily get to and put it in and screw it in. I have to now bring my car in and have them partially take apart my right front wheel area
just
to put that one fucking bolt in.
And they ordered it?
Yeah, he ordered it for me. And I don't know how long it's going to take. And then he tells me, yeah, all that work that the guy did, yeah, he didn't need to do all that. All you have to do is this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Right.
He had my car for a month, charged me $1,700, I think. This was after.
This wasn't Merlin.
Mm-mm. I brought my car to Merlin, and I was like, something's wrong with my car. And
like, we can't do that.
We can't do that because that's fixing the frame of your car.
Right. I remember.
So,
okay.
but they did the oil change and they did my brakes, and they did a bunch of other stuff. So I spent like $500-600 there,
and then
another $1,700
right
on getting the fucking frame fixed by a dumbass. This dude, because he took so long, and he has a working relationship with the Merlin that's like down the street. I was driving around their minivan for the entire weekend. It was fucking weird.
Right.
Driving around one of those cars.
I say you just destroy the world.
I want to. I'm going to. Let's just fuck it.
No, wait.
No.
There's a ray of light.
For what? What could possibly save this?
A Sikh with a turban could possibly save you. Apparently, a dog was drowning.
Yeah.
And people were watching it. And then, this was like in India.
Okay. I was going to say, because if it happened in America, people would be freaking out.
Right. They were just basically watching because no one knew what to do. So a Sikh who...
Oh, where's he drowning? Was he, this is like in a...
It was like a reservoir kind of thing.
Okay.
River.
Was there like a flood or something?
Yes.
Okay.
And the dog...
That would make sense.
Yeah. Dog was drowning, so this guy took off his turban, which you're not supposed to do.
No, that's like... You don't see people without them. And,
right.
And if they get detained by police and the police take it off, that's like a...
It's a huge deal.
You might as well just take your dick out and slap someone in the face. It's so disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. So they're like, oh my god, this guy's disrespecting his faith. No, he's tying it to a tree so he can use part of it as a rope to lower himself down, and then he's using the other part of it to sling around the dog so he can rescue the dog.
So he used his turban as like a all-in-one
lifeguard
kit.
All-in-one superhero kit.
Is there like a Swiss Army turban?
No, well there is now. And you could save a dog with it. So that guy...
So did he lasso the dog or did he...
Yes.
Man. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Like, he's like, look, hold on. I'm just going to take my hat off, tie it to a tree, I'm going to lasso a dog just like a fucking cowboy.
Right. And save him.
And then just ride the dog off into the sunset.
And this is a Sikh guy. We were talking earlier. These guys are... Chances are, for those of you people who are not necessarily enlightened, or from Alabama, or West Virginia, you see a guy with a turban, he may not be a Muslim. He may be a Sikh. And these people are extraordinarily peace-loving individuals who come here to work and live and drive cabs and be doctors and just be citizens.
Yeah, they've assimilated to society.
They
just have their own personal beliefs.
They are not terrorists. A turban does not necessarily mean terrorist. Don't be stupid.
Well, I'm just saying, he's got the hat.
Evelyn, enough.
He's got the hat.
It's not a hat, it's a turban.
Well,
and it's a symbol of his faith and his religion.
You know, well, I'm just saying, why can't he wear a cross on his head?
Because he doesn't need to wear a cross on his head.
Jesus had a cross.
He doesn't believe in Jesus.
Well, then I don't think he should be around here.
Well, you're an idiot, Evelyn, and I'm leaving you.
Davy is still foaming at the mouth.
The ambulance will be here any minute, as well as my replacement wife.
This is a really long response time.
I know. Well, we took forever on the phone, so I don't doubt that.
You must have taken forever, because I told him right away what the problem was.
You really didn't.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll just agree to disagree.
We'll agree to end the episode there. That's going to do it for this week. Where can they find us online?
You can find us individually on Twitter at PatrickNewsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's the other fellow that's talking. You can follow the entire DVM production empire at... Ooh, I just realized I'm going to have to get out of this character for a second. Apparently, I've been using the wrong Twitter handle for DVM Production Empire because I'm not told when things are switched. So, you can actually follow the entire DVM Production Empire at the DVMPE. It's just that, at the DVMPE.
It's not Pempire anymore?
It's no longer Pempire.
I love Pempire.
I know, you used to fucking look forward to that. So, no matter what's going on in the day, at least I get to say Empire today.
Empire.
So, yeah, it's
So
at the DVMPE. Empire. You can follow this podcast at Stupid's Tweeting, or you can look for us on Facebook, searching for Stupid, Talking Stupid.
Awesome. And you can find the rest of our podcasts on dvmpe.com. And if you're there, click on the Amazon link if you're going to go buy stuff, because you click on that link and it helps us pay for stuff.
Well, why would I just give you money?
Because you listen to us for free.
But it's going to cost more if I buy stuff through there?
Evelyn, shut it.
I'm new to buying stuff online.
Shut the yapper.
You told me that eBay would be perfect for
How
my
do I know?
knickknacks.
How do you know? How do you know that they're gonna deliver if they're eBay? Amazon is guaranteed.
But I get my craft stuff on eBay.
Right. Well, you should try it on Amazon.
Do you see? I made that pillow out of the beads that I got on Amazon.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Well, it's so pretty. Look at the way it sits on the couch.
Baby Davy's choking on one of those beads. Did you ever think about that?
Well, then at least it's not a laundry pod.
That's probably a laundry pod, and he chased it with a bead. That's going to do it for this week. It's Stupid Talking Stupid. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bear.
And we'll see you later.
And I'm Evelyn.
Whoa, longest commercial break ever. Here we are with Photograph by Nickelback.
Oh, Philip, it's our song. Dance with me.
This is not our song.
Come on, Philip.
Our song is Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, but this song makes me move.